guys, how are you all doing? It's your girl Cindy, and I'm back again today with another gist. I trust you guys are doing great. Thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. Guys, I don't know if you have seen this video, but I'm gonna share it anyways. So this Asian woman is saying that black people are not the only race to have historically experienced slavery. Now, she said a lot in this video. I just want us to have a look at it, and please let's make it a history lesson in the comment, because I'm sure that a lot of people are gonna learn a lot from this video. Please check this video out.
Hi, hello. This is going to be shocking for many of you to hear, but did you know that Black people are not the only race to have historically experienced slavery? I know this is shocking, but pretty much every civilization in the history of mankind, at some point, their ancestry owned slaves. Because slavery was a worldwide human rights issue for a very, very long time, for many centuries. So it doesn't matter if you're white, black, Asian, Hispanic, whatever. Very likely at some point your ancestry down the line owned slaves. Doesn't make it right, but that was just the way of the world for a very, very long time. So all these comments like, you're not black, you can't speak about slavery. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. Slavery was a human rights issue across the world, across all races and all civilizations for a long time. And the United States was one of the first countries to abolish it very quickly and efficiently. So all the comments about being a non-black person, you can't speak about slavery, every single civilization has experienced slavery at some point.
So this video right here kind of went viral, and a lot of people staged her video, literally giving their opinion. Like I said, let's just make it a history lesson, because I know that a lot of people are gonna, learn a lot from this video. And like I always say, always do your research after watching this video. So because I know that some people might come up with false information, and please don't take every word for it. Do your research. Now I have put together a few stitches. Let's just hear from them. I am also here to learn, and I am open for corrections. Now, I don't know why some people are always triggered, anytime they see a black person talking about slavery, talking about racism. They would be like, oh, black people are always, playing the victim card. They are not the only enslaved, race and all that. So I just want us to, talk about this video, and I have put together a few stitches again. Let's just check them out. And of course, I'm going to show you some comments I grabbed from her comment section. Please check the stitches out.
Black people are not the only race to have historically experienced slavery.
So many non-black people of color who just hate black people with a passion because they think that white people are going to see them as equal. It doesn't work. Every time I see people who are Asian, Native American, Hispanic, and they come here and they're like, oh, but at least we're not black. And then white people treat them like absolute garbage. They're shocked. What did we do to everyone else? What did black people do? Please tell me a point in history that we just somehow went against everybody else and made their lives living hell. Tell me right now.
This is going to be shocking for many of you to hear, but did you know that black people are not the only race to have historically experienced slavery?
Y'all been laughing at her for like 5 minutes because I really understand what people mean when they say the lights is on but nobody is at home. Like, you can tell in her eyes, like, she really thinks she's right. So one, chill with the microaggressions because we're educated. We know about slavery, and we know that the word stemmed from Slavic people, white folks. I usually don't like to bring these people up in my TikToks because it's like they're so poisoned in mind, under mind control, that they just don't get it. They're so slept. And you want to know why I like when people bring this up? It's because when other people were slaves, they were getting paid for it. They were getting freedom out of it. They were being punished. That's why they were slaves. I mean, for the most part, black people were chattel slaves. We were the only people that were born into slavery and died as slaves. And this may be a shocker, but slavery never ended. If we're being technical, it was just redefined. Institutional racism is real. Wow. Shocker. You see the microaggression there? Yeah, I don't like that. Bye, girl.
Black people are not the only race to have historically experienced slavery.
No dibs, Sherlock. I mean, If you read your history books, you know that a lot of people were slaves. There was slavery, there was Jim Crow, there was segregation. There was so much stuff after slavery. So many laws placed, so many things done after slavery that affected black people. Like y'all, you can't be so dense that you think slavery is the only reason like black people are where we are. There's a multitude of things. The Ocoee massacre, the Tulsa massacre. There's so many things after slavery done to black people is the reason why we are at where we are today. We haven't even gotten our reparations. Oriental people got the Stop Asian Hate Crime bill. Literally the same year, all that stuff was going on. The same year. And we can't get no bill passed for us. And so people again, Japanese, $1.2 billion bill. Japanese Americans all got $20,000 each for World War II. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make
Black person, you can't speak about slavery. Every single civilization has experienced slavery at some point.
I'm going to tell you why that argument is complete horseshit. So if you don't know what this is in reference to, she made a video on like a podcast where she's like, abortion is worse than slavery. It's the worst thing that's ever happened on American soil. Pretty fucking stupid. And a lot of people, for good reason, were pretty not cool with it because they were like, hey dude, you can't talk about that because you're not black, right? And then she did the conservative party trick where she pulls the All Lives Matter card and goes, you know, like, black people weren't the only slaves? You know, the whole argument that goes, other people have had to deal, which historically, yeah, black people aren't the only race that's been enslaved. But within the context of the conversation you were having, that's the only kind of slavery you were referencing. And if you want to argue that abortion is worse than all slavery, that's an even worse argument.
Black people are not the only race to have historically experienced slavery.
Imagine justifying slavery. Hi, I'm Eileen and I summarize books. This time I'm summarizing A People's History of the United States. So yes, while there were slaves in other countries, even in Africa, they were more like indentured servants. And unlike slavery under white people, they had rights. They could marry, own property, and even become heirs to their master. And African slavery lacked two elements that made the U.S. the most cruel in history. One, the frenzy for limitless profit under capitalism, and two, the reduction of slaves to less than human status, with relentless clarity based on color, basically saying white is right and black is evil. Slavery started in the U.S. in 1619 and technically ended in 1865. The elites and plantation owners were making bank, and they often worked in politics, and they would not let their profits slip away like that. But how do we enslave without enslaving? Which brings me to my next book, The New Jim Crow. So while the US represents 4.2 of the world's population, we house 20% of the world's prisoners, and blacks are incarcerated 5 times more than whites. And as you can see by this date, this is an ongoing issue. So while it's not what you would consider traditional slavery, if we didn't send people to jail and pay them 10 cents an hour, these privatized prisons wouldn't make billions of dollars per year. Our systems and government would collapse. So what was it you were saying about the U.S. being the first to abolish slavery quickly and efficiently?
People are not the only race to have historically experienced slavery.
Whenever descendants of colonizers and slave owners discuss slavery, they always do it in willful ignorance. And you notice they never include the word chattel. Have white people ever been enslaved in history? Yes. Have white people ever been seen as chattel slavery? No. You didn't meet the qualifications. You couldn't get in the club. It was based on skin color. Africans and some indigenous people. But white people were never seen as property or animals in the way in which those of chattel slavery was. It's like at some point in time you have to stop choosing stupidity. You have to want more for yourselves. The information is out there.
Guys, before I proceed, please note that this video is for educational purposes only. It is not to bully anyone nor harass anyone, but it's just to create awareness so we all can see and know what is happening on social media, especially on TikTok. So I took some screenshots of comments as usual so you guys can see what other people said about her video. Now, apparently this video didn't sit well with a lot of people. From this comment, you could tell. Someone says she is literally fighting for her life, and people were canceling her in the comment. Someone says you cannot speak on something you've never experienced. Yo, I just want to know your thoughts in the comment, what you have to say about this video. Like I said again, let's make it a history lesson so that a lot of people will get to know this history basically. And again, please do your research. Don't take people's word for it. We are just here to put out this information. Then it is left for you to do your research so you know the history, the real history. Anyways, you guys, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, share, comment, and of course, come back for another video. I'm gonna see y'all in my next one. Y'all take care. Bye.